pressing record like
No.
immediately.
No, I refuse.
What?
No. Yeah, no, I do get what you're saying, though. B-roll for Patreon would be good.
Exactly.
All right. What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Fan Effect Podcast, and a special one. We're going to be continuing a past series called Notice Me Senpai, which, if this is your first time, welcome. And Notice Me Senpai is our little intro to anime series, because anime is such a huge thing that you can't cover it in just one part. And as always, I am your host, the Bushido Geek, aka the Shogun of Fandom, joined by Sam the Man, our other awesome little host here.
Hi.
And of course, we can never be truly alone because we get sick of talking to each other all the time because that's all we
God, I'm
do.
so tired of you already.
I know, right? Like it's the hatred already is just building
Uh-huh.
and building, but love hatred
Uh-huh.
as long as you're not bringing me coffee. And we are joined by a special guest, Mr. Booty Stank himself. What is going on, sir?
Mr. Booty Stank
Thank
himself.
You got to do the proper
You always,
intro,
you
you know?
always got, heck yeah, man. I always go with the word that somebody remember, you know? You always going to remember booty stink.
That's
I'll
true.
never forget it.
It's true. I mean, it's true. It can be a jarring experience.
Mm-hmm.
But if this is your first time, what we kind of do here is, like I mentioned, anime, but more specifically, we like to dive into people's top 5, top 3. You know, not everyone has the kind of same genre for the top. Some have just like a huge list. Some have like, this is my top 2, and nothing else ever crosses it. So what we're going to be doing today is Mr. Booty Stank's going to be diving into his top anime, why they're on the list, why anime means so much to him, you know, what about anime is relatable. Sam's going to go over some of her top as well. And you guys have already heard me multiple times say what my top anime are. So I'm just going to briefly say what my top 5 is, but I won't really dive into it a whole lot because that's not why we're here.
You know what? I don't think that'll stop you anyways.
It won't because I can do it. I have all the power.
That's true.
And I abuse it just wholeheartedly.
Constantly.
Just so much.
Constantly.
So, Sam, we'll do a little back and forth.
Hi.
So, what would be the lowest for you on your however high your list is? What's the bottom of the top?
Bottom of the top. Let's see. Probably The Rising of the Shield Hero. I watched that when the world was shut down, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. However, with the rest of the animes I have on there, it is probably the last one on the list.
Okay, I haven't watched that one at all yet.
It's really good. I'm really excited. I know that there was an announcement for season 2. I don't remember what it is though.
What about you, man? Have you watched that one at all? Rising the Shield Hero.
I've not watched Rising of the Shield Hero just because I have so much on my to watch list that I have not been able to get to it. But it is on there. Just haven't had the time because I pretty much just watch anime on my lunch breaks, and whenever I get home, I have to be a dad. So
Yeah.
most of my, actually all of my anime watching is pretty much 100% at work on lunch breaks. But
Yeah.
you want to get into my bottom 5, or are you still is
Yeah, we're gonna go back and forth. So what for you is if we're going like top 5, what would be like number 5 for you?
Well, number 5 for me, that would probably have to be the time I got reincarnated as a slime, just because that one surprised me. Before a long time before I was like really into anime, I was just into like the fight scenes, you know, stuff that's, you know, crazy. You know, I'm not a big fan of Dragon Ball Z per se, but I do love like cool fights, like stuff that has consequences and everything. But Slime hit me with an actual story, you know, building a kingdom from nothing. You know, the guys new to the world just got, you know, stabbed, killed, and brought back as a slime. You know, the lowest creature. He just builds his way back up, and the way that he makes his own country is just awesome to me. And it's really the story of you started from the bottom, now you're here. So
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoy stuff like
Okay. I have heard of that one. It's pretty fairly popular.
It's always on my like Crunchyroll like recommend to watch list, and I've also heard good things about it. I just never. I
Because
just thought the name was funny, and I was like, it's a funny name. I'm not
because
gonna watch it.
there's another one too, right? Isn't there like
there's
not a
Slime
sequel, but
Diaries. I haven't seen that one,
yeah,
but
so I
it
thought there
does
was
have a
something else
season 2.
connected.
Hmm.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Is that it had something else to that.
Yeah.
Um, so I won't dive into exactly what the animes are on mine, just because again I've gone over it so many times. But I think my number 5 is an anime called Air Gear, which is like mid 2000s. It's
Mm-hmm.
pretty short, but I love it. It's so good. And like I said, that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to keep it short because I've already talked about mine all the time.
Short and sweet. In the first
I
episode of
know.
Notice Me Senpai.
Yeah, all right. And
Mm-hmm.
technically the second too was a fair amount of that as well. All right, Sam, jumping back. What would
Uh
number
huh.
4 be?
So I think Kill a Kill. You're really making me think about this because I just got like, here's my top 5 favorites. In what order? Beats me.
Yeah.
So now I'm like thinking. I'm like, I think Kill a Kill would be number 4.
Okay. And what is that one about for people who
Um,
don't know?
it's about a show about clothes who wear very little clothes. No, it's about this girl who's got like a magic kind of schoolgirl outfit. Not magic, it's like magic. But like the high school, I am not explaining this well at all, and I never
I
will.
I don't think anyone's ever going to watch it now.
No, it's funny,
And
but it's
we'll have
about like
you to
high
blame.
schoolers and their rankings and how like some of these high
It
schoolers were
would be
like top
easier
ranked.
to watch it than to explain it.
Exactly, it's wacky. It's
It's
why
okay.
me just like
It's just okay.
It's about clothes, but they barely wear any.
I mean, there's clothes and aliens involved, and there's all kinds of crazy stuff going on, and you're only as
Magical
strong as
girl
your uniform. So
transformations. Exactly.
I
there you
think you
go.
probably got a lot of people already by just saying that there's clothes, but they're not really wearing clothes.
It's based heavily
No,
on
not at
what
all.
kind of clothes you wear,
Yeah,
but the clothes very little.
got it. Okay. Mr. Booty, what would number 4
Mr.
be for
Booty.
you?
My number 4, and a lot of people are going to laugh at me because I love this show, but a lot of people think it's a freaking atrocity. But my number 4 would have to be Dead Man Wonderland. Love
Okay.
Dead Man Wonderland.
It
It
that,
it
that
the,
yeah. So
Go ahead.
what is Dead Man Wonderland about for people who maybe don't know? What's like a good like paragraph synopsis of what Dead Man Wonderland is?
Well, I mean, it starts off as a normal middle school kid, in love with a girl, whatever, and then they see a person floating outside the window, and then everything just goes to shit. They do not hold back on the gore. They do not hold back on beating the living Christ out of a 14-year-old kid, because they think that what, I'm not going to ruin it, but whatever he did, whatever happened, they think that he did. So he gets sent to this prison, this high security prison that is also a like amusement park, and the carnies are the convicts. And a lot of things happen to a point to where you're just not only is it an amusement park, but there are a lot of things that go in it, uh, according to what happened with the man that was standing outside of his classroom that day. And
Right.
there's collars around your neck, and if you don't eat this thing called candy within 3 days, you die. and you have to participate in the carnival games in order to get the candy. But he finds out that he has this power that only he has, that he uses his own blood to fire a weapon of blood out of his hand and hit something, and he gets into this secret ring of certain fighters that have the same ability but a bit different than he does. But what I like about this show, it does not hold like I said, it does not hold back on the blood, gore, violence, anything. I mean, just because the main protagonist is young does not mean a thing. So I
Yeah.
thoroughly enjoyed that one.
So
It
sounds
was
like a lot's
canceled.
happening
It
in
was
this.
canceled, but
I'm sorry. So sorry.
yes, there's quite
R.I.P.
a bit happening.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a lot happening. You said that a lot of people don't like it. What did you
Yeah,
like?
there
Why?
there
Like, what
it,
about
it
it?
did get canceled. It only has 12 episodes.
Like it didn't even finish the season, or
I think it finished it definitely feels like it finished the season whenever it did, but I feel like whenever an Arthur is getting word that he's getting canceled, they kind of rush it at the end to
uh
make
huh.
make sure that they get the whole entire story through. I honestly feel like that anime was the victim of that, and I feel
Mm,
like if it
Mhm.
were to go on, it would have been something greater than most anime out there. But to me, I've won bets off of it. I've convinced one of my friends that hates anime, that thinks it's either A for kids or B for like sexual purposes. But I told him, I was like, watch this first episode, and if you don't like it, you get to hit me in the face. And
that was
after
a
the
bet
first
you made.
episode ended,
That's a bold. That's a
that
That's
was a
a
bold
bet I
bet.
bold
made.
bet.
Dude, I will put money on this show. I
I
will
am
put
not
money
putting
on the
bets on
show.
the booty stank.
Yeah, that's a bold
But
bet. I will
anyways,
say. No, you're all good, man.
uh, uh, and after the first episode, I wasn't too sure what his reaction was going to be, because I mean he didn't watch anime whatsoever. I just looked at him and he's like, "Well, what are you waiting for? Play the next episode." So I won that
That's
one.
when you know you've got a good one.
Hit
When
play
like,
already.
yeah, you're like just play one more.
Oh
That's
yeah,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely know that feeling. I still say so.
oh yes.
I've seen Dead Man Wonderland. I still to this day said episode 1 of Dead Man Wonderland is the goriest episode of an anime I've ever seen
Oh yes.
for
Mm.
like ever. It's insane.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a good anime. I did enjoy it. I did think it was to me it was definitely above
And
average.
the OP is a freaking bop. I love the OP.
Oh yeah, no, it's a good solid one to. You got to be into. You got to be like I will say is fair warning people. You got to be into anime. Like Dead Man Wonderland is not a good start. Like it would be a rough
No, not
starting
at all.
anime. It would be a rough
Except for
one.
Very.
that one guy.
Yeah. So again, I've said it before, but for me, my number 4 is one called Hajime no Ippo, which is a fighting. It's a boxing anime. It's like 140, 150. It's pretty long. I watched it like it's what got me into finally deciding to give boxing a try. And then after 6 years, the reason why I like it so much is because it actually takes real boxing training and does it in the anime. They have their, make believe stuff and the exaggeration and all that stuff, but when they're doing like training in the gym and they're going over all these techniques, like those are actually real boxing techniques that you actually are taught in a gym. So that's why I gave the anime a lot of credit, because it actually used real world knowledge when the guys are fighting, and not all make believe, which I thought was
Ooh,
a nice touch.
I love that for you.
Yeah. Uh, so Sam,
Yeah.
what's number 3? And no pressure.
I think Gurren Lagann
Okay.
would be number
That's
three.
a good one.
It is a pretty good one. So what's a brief like one paragraph synopsis of Gurren Lagann?
So there's a kid who's got this like drill and who has like not an older brother. He's not his actual older brother, but he's like sees him as his older brother. Is very supportive of him, and there's mechas. Never have me describe anime to anybody ever again. This is going great. There's mechas with the drills and they like, pierce the heavens.
Right.
Yeah. Kamina has shaped my life. If you ever had a conversation with me, really just speak like him sometimes.
Right.
Whereas
Yeah.
Bruce started watching Gurren Lagann yesterday, took a screenshot of something he said and went, "Is this where you got it from?" And I was like, "Yes, absolutely. It's the believe in the me that believes in you."
Oh yeah.
I say that to everybody when they're
It's
like,
true.
"I don't believe in me." And I was like, "Well, believe in the me that believes in you. You don't believe in me? That's rude."
I do know that.
So I really like that one. That like is one of the few animes I like cried over. I don't cry about anything. I'm a
Yeah.
stone cold woman, and I cried over Gurren Lagann.
Gurren Lagann is good.
Mm-hmm.
It was. I remember when I had started watching Gurren Lagann, I stopped. Like you'll know why I stopped. Very shortly, like maybe like 10 episodes in, when a certain thing happens.
Mm-hmm.
And I was already had so attached to that thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they changed, I like literally stopped. I didn't watch Gurren Lagann again for like probably like I think like 2 or 3 years because I was so pissed.
I made sure I finished that whole thing. I finished it in like 2 days.
It is very good.
Yeah, I binge watched the hell out of that one in high
Yeah,
school.
Honestly, I
it's
haven't
very
had the
very
good
good.
fortune of actually starting Gurren Lagann, but I have heard nothing but good stuff about it.
Yeah,
It's
it's
Definitely
made
on
by
one
the
of my
same
watch
people.
lists.
It's made by the same people that made Kill la Kill and the Promare movie.
yeah.
Studio Trigger can do no wrong, truly.
I was about to say Trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I will definitely recommend it to other people. It's definitely a good one.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
As we get to the nitty gritty, Mr. Booty, what's number three?
Sir Stank.
So or yeah, I'm gonna keep coming up with like different. I'm gonna keep coming up with different variations.
I'm all for it. I'm
Sir
all for
Stank,
it.
tell us your next number one. Your number
Three.
three. At first, the
My
second was like, what
my
number are we on?
uh my number three. It was originally my number two until my number two took its place.
Hmm.
Um, it actually I actually watched it recently and it just took the cake for me. Um, but number three would have to be Cowboy Bebop. If you don't see my hat,
Uh,
I'm wearing
I
Cowboy
Oh,
Bebop.
so I noticed the dog, and then I couldn't really tell it what everybody else was, but I was like, that looks like the dog from
looks
Cowboy
like
Bebop.
looks like Ein.
Mm-hmm. Little dude. That's awesome.
So that brings me. So
It's
I feel like Cowboy Bebop is an all time classic.
Truly.
So I'll ask this as a question instead because I'm curious about it because it's in your top five. What were your thoughts on the live action?
I honestly I did not have good reception over any live action really. The only live action that I actually somewhat liked was oh god, I can't think of the live action.
I believe in you.
I'll think of it later. But uh, anything else that I've ever seen that was live action just did not hold up at all. So going into it, I wasn't expecting much, and I just
Right.
seen the first episode, and my wife was sitting right next to me, and I just looked at her and I was just like, man, I'm bored. So
Oh.
it just didn't hold up. And then I heard heard like a brief synopsis of like what they did with the story. Honestly, I really wish that they would have carried on with the story or did like a prequel. Or but what they did is they sit there and changed this. They took the same episodes and just moved them around, and it didn't hold up with me. I just seen the first episode and heard the synopsis of the other ones. Didn't care for it too much. Now the anime, golden. Uh, Definitely
Oh
one of
yeah.
the anime that actually got me into anime. Just because I stayed up in the year 2000, I stayed up every single Saturday watching Toonami. Friday and Saturday just watching Toonami and waiting for Cowboy Bebop to come on. That and Trigun.
Ooh yeah.
Just waited my entire week for that because we didn't have streaming services and we didn't have manga stores where you could go and buy DVDs of seasons. We didn't have anything like that, so I would have to wait for all week just to watch it on Tsunami.
Yeah. No, I think people. It's like people
You
don't
got it.
realize it's like we don't like that was pretty much how you watched anime back in the day. If you were like into Dragon Ball Z or Big O, Trigon, Cowboy Bebop,
Big
All
O was a
Star.
great
I
one.
mean, oh, it was. And you like if you were watching and you missed like the end of an arc episode, you had to wait another 4 months to catch it again because Toonami was
Yeah,
notorious for once an arc finished, they'd go back to episode one while they waited for the rest of the episodes to get there from like Japan and Korea and Philippines and etc.
right.
So if you missed that episode, you had to wait months before the Toonami would be airing that episode again.
Hmm.
That it
Yep.
was just
And it was a real
'cause-
pain. But with Cowboy Bebop, it was more episodic, so it wasn't too bad if you were to miss something. But there are
yeah,
a few key episodes that did play in with the entire story in its entirety. But if you were to miss a week, I mean, it was pretty episodic, so you didn't really have to watch all the
yeah.
episodes. But I always go back and watch it, like, and it feels like the very first time watching that show every single time I go through it.
Yeah, we still have to finish it, Sam.
God.
Oh, it's
We're
so
we're we're
good.
we're rewatching it in our Discord,
And it's just
um,
taking us
Oh,
forever.
and it's taking us a long time.
And we still have
oh,
to
I,
watch
I
Arcane after that.
We do have to watch Arcane after that.
Ugh.
There's so much, but and again, we're making them community. So join our Discord, which I'll start posting the link to, so
Oh,
you
I
can
already
join
did.
us on
yep, I already
community
did.
anime nights, which
It's
we're gonna start
on
doing.
our
Yeah,
Facebook page. I made a post about it already, and we'll keep
yeah,
posting about it.
yeah. We're gonna get it more active, and then you can join us for future uh, anime nights and movie
And
nights and all
movie
that
nights,
all that
Sweet.
fun
which we
stuff.
have to schedule a movie night soon.
We do, yeah. Number three for me, and this is where it gets tough because top three are like either they could all go. Well, the number two and three could easily intertwine, fairly easily,
Mm-hmm.
like to where it's tough. But I'm gonna have to go with number three is for me. Number three is One Piece.
Shock.
Because I mean it's the only story I'll share on it is like I had just finished Fairy Tale like back before the new relaunch happened, so like before that happened, Fairy Tale 2014 or whatever it was called. Before that had even started, I had finished Fairy Tale, and I was like, all right, I need another long anime to watch while I'm watching all these short ones. And so it was between One Piece and Naruto. And I remember I had tried watching Naruto before, like back in the Toonami days, and I gave up around episode 70 because I couldn't take the filler anymore because I was just so tired of all the filler. So I was like, all right, I like pirates. Like I've always been like, I like the actual history of the pirates, like Blackbeard and all that. So I was like, all right, I'll go with One Piece. It's been out for a long time. I've heard a lot about it. Let's give it a shot. And I've been like hooked ever since. Like it's so good. It's phenomenal. Like it's the one anime that Cameron will watch consistently with me is One Piece. Like his wall right now is literally every wanted poster from one not every wanted poster from One Piece, but like there's like 17 wanted posters from One Piece covering an entire wall of his
I love that
because
for the little man.
he wanted One Piece posters. And so I just got a bunch of wanted posters. So it's like the main crew and then a few of the other some people from the show he doesn't know yet because Netflix only has the first 3 seasons up, or
Mm-hmm.
first 3 arcs. So until Netflix puts out more, because he won't watch in Japanese. I've tried because there's Pluto TV has an app where it just airs One Piece all day, but it's subbed, and he doesn't. If he can't understand them, he doesn't want to watch it. He needs to be able to like understand what they're saying, and obviously he can't really read
Oh
yet.
man,
Uh,
that's bad. I hate for him to go through the Dressrosa arc whenever he first turns into Gear 4 in English.
yeah, well, I mean,
His
by the
first, his,
time we get there, hopefully he's reading
yeah,
because he's
Hopefully,
only.
man
hopefully.
can read.
But yeah, definitely 3 is gonna be like I said. But my 2 and 3 are so easily intertwined where it gets tough. But
Mm.
so again, now we're in the top two.
Speaking of twos,
Speaking of twos, do you need to go?
no, shut the fuck up. I can't stand you sometimes.
It was too easy. It was too easy.
It was supposed to be a segue.
But what is your number 2?
That was the one.
That's a one.
Yeah. Demon Slayer.
Okay. So Demon Slayer is a newer one.
Demon Slayer, absolutely.
It's a pretty new one.
It is. Also
so
watched that during quarantine.
Yeah,
for the first time.
I did watch Demon Slayer. Didn't crack my top 5, but it's pretty close. It's my number 6. Yeah. What is Demon Slayer about? For people who are
It's
new,
about this guy
new to anime.
slaying demons. All right, stay with me. His family lives on a mountain. A demon attacked his family. Didn't fully finish transforming his sister into a demon, so she's only like a half demon.
Right.
Now he joined the demon corps that is hunting demons, getting rid of them, slaying them. And his ultimate goal is to get Nezuko back to being a human, because she's only half human, half demon. She can't go out in the sunlight, and she gets very small.
Right.
So we're on season 1, a movie, and I think we're halfway through season 2. I don't remember. But I read the entire manga. I read it with Bruce, and I knew what was happening. Went to the movie with Fan. We both cried. Both cried at the end of the movie, even though we knew what was going to happen.
Still haven't seen the movie.
Because it was just so traumatic to see it animated.
Yeah.
That it was good. The animation of that anime is magical.
It is really good.
It is so great, and it just got better with season 2 in the movie.
All right.
I'll never not.
What's a good? It is really good. I will say it. It is very good. I still gotta watch the movie.
I was definitely into Demon Slayer whenever it first came out. I was all for it. I started watching it, and I finished the first season. And about 2 or 3 months after I finished the first season, I seen it popping up everywhere, and I was just like, oh man, this is cool. And I started actually getting a little invested in it, and then it started getting more and more and more popular, and I just started getting less and less and less interested. I don't know if it's the popularity, but I don't know what it is. It's just as soon as it shot up, my interest just went straight down. But from what I remember, I enjoyed it thoroughly. I might watch the Mugen Train, and I might give the second season a shot. But I've heard from most people that with the second season, it's pretty much just the Mugen Train all over again, just broken up into episodes.
So that's not the actual season 2. Crunchyroll has it set up weird where they have this movie in movie form. Then they have the movie cut up into episodes. First episode is how Rengoku got to the train, and then every episode after that is the movie with just like an OP before it. And then actual season 2 is the entertainment district arc that starts right
Oh,
after the
okay.
movie. So
Yeah.
season
Because
they just have it
that's what I was
labeled as
confused
season
on.
2. It's not really season 2. I think they just did it in case anybody wanted to keep watching the movie episode style and not just the whole movie at once. Real season
Yeah.
2 is entertainment district arc that starts
Yeah.
after the movie. I
Yeah.
know, I was
Oh,
very
okay.
confused because I saw season 2 press played and I was like, I've watched this already. What is
Yeah.
happening?
Yeah. So I will watch the movie, and I'm gonna wait till season 2 is done to watch it, so I can binge it.
Yeah, I watched the first like 3
Um,
episodes of season 2 and then I forgot.
yeah, I do that a lot when like even if it's an anime I like, and then it like the next season comes out, and then I'm like I'll watch like the first few, and then same thing. I'm like, and then I forget for like 6 weeks, and I'm like, oh wait,
Oh, it's done
and
now.
then
I can watch
and then
it.
at that then at that point I'm like, all right, I might as well binge it. Um, okay, I got a good one though. All right, so
I do love
Mr.
the OP though.
Constable.
The OP,
Oh yeah,
love the music.
oh yeah,
Wonderful.
it is really good. I'm so
Mhm.
in the other show. I'm the only person that judges the music.
Uh,
So we judge
Oh,
the anime, and
I
I
love.
judge the anime. I judge the anime, and then I judge the music for it.
yeah,
You
that's
think
Yeah,
I feel like you
see,
have to.
mostly I listen to a lot of stuff, and I've already listened to like all the stuff I could possibly listen to, and I just want more. So I
Yeah,
hear the openings of these animes, and I'm just like, man, I, I want more. So
yeah,
I go on to my streaming service, and I listen to my pretty much anime openings while I work, and
yeah.
it keeps me going sometimes.
that's valid.
No, I'm with you on that.
100%.
I think it's your turn too, Mr. Constable Booty Stank. That's what I'm going with this time.
Constable
Yeah, that's
booty
what I'm going with this
stank.
time.
Constable Booty Stink. I like that.
Yeah, yeah. What's your number two?
Okay, my number two, what like I said was Cowboy Bebop, but
Mhm.
after recently watching this one, it just took its spot. My number two is ReZero.
Okay, I've heard of
I
it.
absolutely love ReZero.
Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Tell us about it.
Well,
Yeah.
ReZero is about this guy. He's literally a piece of shit. His name is Subaru. Um, and
Subaru.
he it's an isekai. I'm not a big fan of isekai, but they two of them have cracked my top five. Uh,
Okay.
but it, he's in a grocery store buying some junk food, and he doesn't even get truck cooned. He just comes out of the store, wipes his eyes, and he's in a different world. Uh,
Hmm.
he runs into
Simple.
this girl, and he thinks, "Oh yeah, here we go. Here's the girl I'm going to fall in love with," because he reads a lot of reads a lot of anime and manga and stuff,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
he's excited. But whenever something doesn't go his way, he actually dies.
Hmm.
And
Rip.
but whenever he dies, he goes back to a checkpoint, and he keeps living the same thing over and over and over again until he can get it right, and then he moves on to the next checkpoint. And it's about it starts off about him, and then and then he has a character arc. He turns into a really good person that just wants to help people, but sometimes he does it for selfish reasons because he's still a piece of shit. Um,
Well, yeah.
a lot of people don't like Subaru. Um, a lot of people like uh, ReZero because of the girls in there. Honestly, I'm the opposite. I really like Subaru and his transformation in there. And then one of the main girls, well, actually the main girl, Um, she Subaru falls head over heels for her, but she's really just a walking face. She has no personality whatsoever. And then whenever season 2 hits, it's all about her, and she has a character arc, and she starts to change, and everything that you see going on within the first season all wraps up and turns into something that's just mind boggling, and the entire time you're just trying to find out, what's going on, why are these things in this world happening, and why is Subaru the only person that can fix all of this? And people start putting trust in him, and making other people believe that he's an unmovable force. When really his only power is he cannot die. He dies, he goes back to a checkpoint, and and everything, and he tries to find the patterns, goes back and fixes it. And by the end of the show, I was thoroughly in love with every single character in that show. And there's some parts in there that'll just tear you to bits. And just like Dead Man Wonderland, they do not hold back with the gore. They do not hold back with, he's young, or she's young, so nothing bad can happen. No, those hold no weight there, and that's my number two. Absolutely.
Okay. I like that. I have heard of it.
Solid.
I haven't seen it, but it
Me
is
either.
on like the yeah. I think every anime watcher has like a list of just. There's no
Oh
point in
yeah.
keeping track of how long the list is because it's just
Miles.
yeah. It's like every name you've ever heard in your brain somewhere,
Right.
being like, yeah, eventually I'll get around to that,
Yeah.
and you never do. There's too
Well,
No.
much. There's too
definitely
much.
definitely check out ReZero if you ever get the time. But you have to be mentally healthy on this one, because it does have some shock value that, if you're not some people, if you're not mentally prepared, it will get to you.
Yeah, I can understand that. There's definitely a few that I've seen that are like that way themselves in
Oh
different
yeah.
ways. I think for me, and again, my 2 and 3 are pretty close, but my number 2 is Yu Yu Hakusho for me.
Oh yeah.
That was probably one of the first animes I think it's the first. Well, besides Dragon Ball, but I think it's the main like first anime that I like fully watched start to finish, and then like immediately when Toonami started re-airing it, like rewatched it like I didn't just watch the entire anime. So I love Yu Yu Hakusho. I'm glad it ended when it did, even though there's all those angry people who like it because the studio wanted the director to make like 2 or 3 more seasons because of how popular it was at the time, but he refused. And so the anime kind of ended, and you saw there could be potential for more. Um, but I respect him for ending it when it did need to be ended. So definitely Yu Yu Hakusho is what I recommend to a lot of people. But now we enter the ultimate number
Numero
one,
uno.
the all important, like this is the top thing that you would recommend to anyone who talks to you about anime in any way, shape, or form. So Sam,
Uh huh.
what do you got?
Now this may come as a shock if you've ever met me as a person. Okay.
Sailor Moon? Oh my god.
Oh my god, you guessed it. No, motherfucker. It's Yuri on Ice.
Oh, okay.
Yuri on
So
Ice.
Hmm. It's my all-time favorite. I'll never not watch
what?
it.
Yeah. What? So what's again? What's the synopsis? Because that might be one that even casual anime fans might maybe not have heard of.
Yuri on Ice?
Yeah.
It is about this Japanese figure skater who was like Japan's number one figure skater, but he like blew it at the last like world's tournament, and now he's got to like rework himself to try and like get back up to the spot that he used to be in, and then try to beat the other world's top figure skaters. And he like does the skate to one of his like his all-time favorite figure skater, Victor from Russia. He does one of his like routines. He sees it, comes to Japan, is like, I quit figure skating. I'm gonna be your coach now. And he's just like very dramatic, like very flamboyanty, and
Right.
I love that. So then it's the anime like just goes into the two of them training Yuri to come back to beat like to win gold, to try and win gold at the worlds. And then it ends and then they get married.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I think everyone's
Nice.
number one's always pretty important.
It is. It's very important to me. I even have a
It,
Yuri cosplay.
that,
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I don't think I have. I want to do one for my number one, but it's at this point it's going to be almost possible. All right,
Not with that
Sam.
attitude.
Well, that's true. You want to introduce? You got a name? I did the last one. I did
I was
Constable.
supposed to
You got one?
think Duke of Stank.
Duke of Stank.
That's
Duke
I
of
just
Stank.
thought of that.
Okay,
I like that one.
that's not bad.
Yes,
Well,
Duke of Stank. What's your number one?
Duke of Stink. All right. Well, my number one, my walls of my room are just completely plastered with it. I've got so many hoodies, hats, um, shirts, everything. And I'm just disappointed that it's not bigger, but it's big as I like it to be. But my number one is Bushido Geeks number three, and that is One Piece.
Called it.
I absolutely love One Piece.
yeah.
Anything One Piece related, I go nuts over. I will empty my pockets out over any sort of thing that is One Piece. Um, I followed it weekly whenever it was starting in 1999. I kept on going. There was hardly any filler. All the stuff that comes from episode one. There's a character in episode one in kind of like the background that doesn't show up till like chapter 1,000. And I don't know if y'all caught it, but um, there is a shot of Roger's ship, and Odin is in that shot in the very first episode.
Hmm. I don't know if I did. I might have to rewatch.
Uh,
I know I've
every
reseen episode one a
and
couple times.
everything that goes through One Piece, it always comes back. You do not
Yeah, that
forget
is true.
anything, and you have to
Yeah.
pay close attention to even the smallest stuff. And even the manga, the chapters, the little stories that they have before they actually start the chapters, uh, they're canon. So you have to pay attention to those too. And it's just everything just comes into a full circle.
Oh yeah.
And it tells one heck of a story. Does it have the best fights? No, but the consequences behind them, the weight that pulls from all the fights that are going on, they have to happen. Um, but I mean in the newer bit of One Piece, the fights are out of this world. Um, they're really going up there in the animation, and I absolutely love One Piece.
Yeah. I'm behind. I'm like 200 behind, but I'm trying to like wait until there's so much to binge watch because I know I'm gonna go crazy and binge watch it.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. Did I spoil that for you?
No, no, I already know what's going on. I don't care about
Oh,
like
okay.
all the
Okay.
spoilers. I just like am waiting until I know I can like just binge watch a ton of it. Um, so my number one is a little bit weird, but it's always gonna be my number one because it's well, I mean, right now it's the only tattoo I have. be getting a lot more, but it's the first tattoo I got, so it's my number one because 5 hours of pain made this thing worth it. But my number one is an anime called G Gundam, which is the only one I'll briefly describe, and it's the reason why I don't know why I can't really explain why I just fell in love with it, but I just liked it because it was finally a different take on the Gundam animes, which up till that point had always been random armies fighting each other. This mysterious organization gets control of the most powerful Gundams in the world, and then they help whoever, and they try to do their own thing. And G Gundam was finally a different take of just every country has their own Gundam. They fight in a giant tournament, and somebody wins, and they get to rule all of space for 4 years, like a presidential election. And it's the only anime consistently that I collect stuff from. So I very slowly collected. I think I have like half of the Gundams from G Gundam, like just all the old toys and stuff. But yeah, it's always gonna be my number one. Just I can't say always, but it's been my number one for a long time. I just love that it's a different Gundam anime. And yeah, I think that's a good. I love doing top fives because it's very rare that you get people that will have you'll get like the one that's in common. You'll have one that's like in the top five of both people in different places, but it's very rare that anyone's list matches up in any way.
Absolutely.
So it's always cool because then you get more that like that you want to check out, and then you just get to hear about like just more anime in general, which I think is always a pretty good thing.
Yeah, over dinner today we talked about top Marvel movies, and I was honestly shocked by what my dad told me his top Marvel movie was. So that can be a future episode, top 5 Marvel movies.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah.
Because now there's so many.
Yeah, my dad said Iron Man 2.
What?
That's what I said.
Seriously?
That's a weird one.
No Deadpool, no Thor Ragnarok.
I said Thor Ragnarok.
No Avengers.
Mine.
No
I said
Avengers.
Thor Ragnarok is mine, and he made a face
Iron
at me.
2. Just Iron Man 2.
And I was like, "Excuse me, that's better than Iron Man 2."
So, Mr. Stank, I'll leave you with this last question, and then we will wrap up. But what do you think about like anime in general? Kind of like why do you think you care so much about anime?
I care about anime because it gives me mostly an escape, and it not only that. I'm a sucker for a good story. I love stories, and anime just feels like it can do stuff that live action most of the time can't. Uh, uh, take for instance, whenever somebody tries to make a live action like Cowboy Bebop, or I'm one of those people who feel like Avatar: Last Airbender is an anime. Whenever they try to make that horrendous piece of shit, like I said, it's more the thing that I feel like like I said, it's something that you can't do with live action, no matter how hard you try.
Right.
But I love anime. Just more. I do like collecting merch too. That's another big thing about it.
Yeah. I can respect that. I mean, I got a decent collection of posters and artwork and all that stuff from animes, and like when I like past cons when I saw artwork for like Hajime no Ippo, and I saw artwork for like Zoid's New Century Zero, like with BitCloud, like I didn't even hesitate. I just threw down the money and bought everything, like, which I think is a good point.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Sam.
Yeah. What's up?
All the pressure.
Oh god damn it.
Do you know how to sign us out yet?
Bye.
Do you know how to do it? Do you want me to do it?
To do your sign out or just a sign out
Just
that I can
a sign out.
Oh, I mean yeah.
Let's see.
A or B sign out.
Yeah, A or B, yeah.
I didn't know I was giving this kind of pressure.
And go.
Okay.
Go.
Thank you everybody for listening to us ramble today. If you would like to hear me more explain animes poorly, leave a 5-star review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. or anywhere else. I don't care. Somewhere. And I'll do
Somewhere.
more bad anime explanations because that was great. Um, Mark, do you have a fandom tip of the week?
Yeah.
Watch anime?
So yeah, watch anime. Um, so if anyone doesn't know, this is your first time. I always try to give some sort of fandom experience tip of the week, some sort of thing to help you find a different fandom or connect different things together, or different stuff like that. I've done this one a couple times, but it's pretty topical for today, so I'm going to mention it again just because it's a pretty big, it's a pretty fun one. But I'm going to tell everybody, if you watch anime or you're curious about getting into it and you're looking for a good place to go to, there's a website called ToonamiAftermath.com, which is like a 24/7 streaming website that only airs old school Toonami cartoons and animes from like when Toonami was in its heyday, and it just plays all day. It plays all the shows. So I'm gonna tell everyone, go to that website. It's a great website to go to when you got like some spare time and you can see what they're playing. And that's gonna be my little fandom experience for everyone. Yeah.
Nice.
You can follow the Phantom Effect podcast on anywhere you listen to podcasts. So wherever you're listening to
Yeah.
us right now, follow us there. We have a Facebook page and a YouTube
Mhm.
channel. So go ahead and like, subscribe, smash the motherfucking like button. I don't know.
Mhm.
And you'll get updates on everything that we do. And
Yeah.
then you can join the Discord server.
Yeah. Join the growing Discord. And don't forget, new episodes are every Wednesday now.
Correct.
Bonus episodes will be on Friday.
Whenever we do that.
And yeah, and if you're curious about how our kind of platform goes, every month we're going to try to give you at least 2 interviews with different people. That could be from really any walk of life, and then 2 topics where we try to dive into different fandoms, and we're going to try to keep pushing the envelope on different fandoms. So don't forget, like I said, every Wednesday, bright and early, like 6 in the morning,
6 a.m.
and that is when they go live. And follow us on all of the aforementioned socials, and check out our Teespring and Patreon,
Buy our merch.
and buy our merch and all that fun stuff. And get ready for, like we said, lots of changes upcoming in this year for the Phantom Effect brand and all that fun stuff. And you can also catch me, if you don't get sick of my voice, on Dad's Anime Stash. We do stuff every Sundays, and it hasn't been released yet, but I'll be doing a third show in here in a little bit because I'm insane. And I'm now an entertainment writer for Jimmy World out in LA. So
Wow.
I gotta start doing that stuff too, because I don't know what sleep is, and I don't ever want to know. But we'll see you guys on
You're
the
so
next
cool.
edition of the Phantom Effect podcast.
Bye.
Bye.